Hi everybody, Paul here. Today I'm going to be doing a little shave and a review of a soap, an artisan soap called Tiki Bar soap. Comes from an artisan soap maker in Alabama, and this particular soap is their vegan variety. They do have a tallow soap and a vegan soap. This is the vegan variety, and this one is called Landlocked. And Landlocked, the notes on it are an earthy, bright blend of fruits and herbs, including black pepper, patchouli, and orange. And when I smell this soap, to me, the orange really comes out, and there's just a hint of herbs and a hint of woodiness to it. But the orange really stands out in this soap, and it reminds me a lot of like the TFS Bergamot Neroli soap. And even kind of a little bit like the Mike's and Cedarwood, but without as much of the cedar scent. The woody scent, I think, from this comes more from the patchouli, so it's a little bit sweeter sort of woodiness to this. But definitely the orange is what comes out in this big time. So the soap is a kind of a softer soap. It comes in a puck, which you can just smash into the little container here, which I've done. And I found that this soap, you actually have to kind of treat it like a cream. It's because of its softness. You can't just create a lather on this puck. That doesn't really work. You have to kind of load it and coat the tips like you would a cream, and then put it on your face, and then add water to build your lather, and I'll kind of demonstrate that as we go. So today I'm going to be using a Rooney. This is a 2XL stubby. This is, of course, as you can see, a two-band Super Badger brush. Really nice, dense brush, and this, I believe, is about 26 millimeters, and great brush. Even though it's really dense, it has a really good flow through, and it doesn't seem to be much of a lather hog. So I'm going to go ahead and start lathering the soap, and I'm just going to load the brush by swirling it on the puck here, and just get it nice and coated. Give it a good loading here. And there we go, coated it, and there's the soap. And I'm just going to wet my face, and we'll go ahead and get started here. And as you lather it, of course, the orange really comes out very prominent here in this soap. And the brush, I did give the brush a nice little squeeze to get some of the excess water out of it. But it's still a little bit on the damp side, so we'll see if we have to add more water or not. More than likely we will. As you can see, we start out there, we've got a nice coating of the lather on the face, but I'm going to go ahead and add water to this. This is going to need a bit more water to kind of build the lather up properly. This soap seems to me to be quite concentrated. A little of this seems to go a pretty long way. In some ways, it's like Martin de Condré in that respect, in that it doesn't take a lot of the soap to create a lot of lather. In fact, the first time I test lathered this, I way overloaded the brush. I had enough lather for probably about 10 passes. So it does take a little bit of practice to figure out the ratio of soap that you need. But of course, if you overload it, no big deal. You just file that away in the back of your mind, and then next time you'll know, just to load a little bit less. So. The lather is a nice, dense, creamy, protective lather. Again, this is another example of how some of these newer artisan vegan soaps can be every bit as rich as a good tallow soap, and just as protective and slick. So I've been very impressed with some of the new offerings that have been out there as far as the vegetable-based soaps, and they've really made me rethink my feelings on tallow versus vegetable-based soaps. Just about there. I'm just going to add a little bit more water to each side, and then we'll go ahead and get started here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's set that brush aside for right now. And today I'm going to be using a razor I haven't used for a little while. This is one of my first custom straight razors that I ever purchased. This razor is a Wade & Butcher wedge or near wedge razor with a custom maple scale, and I'm going to go ahead and give that a go today. So I'm just going to put some alum on my hands and we'll get going. One thing I've noticed with these, with the wedge razors, that you don't get anywhere near the audible feedback that you do with a hollow ground razor. Which I think is just what you would expect, because the actual blade itself is much thicker. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side here, just switch hands. The nice thing about the wedge though is because the blade is heavier, you can really let the blade let the weight of the blade do the work. Okay. First pass down, nice and comfortable. Lather seems very protective. Really makes a nice, smooth, protective and slick layer, which makes the use of a straight razor quite comfortable. We'll go ahead and apply lather for our second pass here. Okay. Okay. So against the grain pass, again, actually it's more of a across the grain pass, quite comfortable. And we'll go ahead and do our last and final pass here. All right, third and final pass. Okie dokie. Alrighty. I'll just rinse the face off here. So this is the first time I've used this soap with the straight razor, and I have to say that it performed quite well. It's nice and slick, and provides a nice cushiony, slick lather, and the scent is really quite nice. And again, I think this soap, you have to kind of treat it a little bit like a cream. At this point, I don't know if as it sits, if will dry out and become a little more solid, but it is pretty soft stuff, and it seems like just treating it like a cream seems to work the best at this point. So there you have it. That's the Tiki bar soap. Really a nice product. And I think Amanda at Tiki Bar Soap really did a nice job with that one. I also have the Set Sail, which is a more of a mint and lavender scent, which is also quite lovely. And I know she has about 5 or 6 scents in her lineup, and those are the 2 that I've tried, and I'm quite happy with both of them. Because this is a citrus scented soap with the orange, I'm going to go ahead and use my Ogallala bay rum, limes, and peppercorn. This is my favorite in the Ogallala lineup. I like the fresh lime and peppercorn background to this bay rum. It's very refreshing and just feels absolutely wonderful on the skin. It's got a lot of oils in it, so you do have to shake this one up. You do get that alcohol bracing effect, but it also does have a slight moisturizing effect, not as much as the Captain's Choice or the Camphor's Bay Rum, but a little bit of a moisturization to it. So anyways, there you go, guys. That's the shave of the day. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a great weekend. We'll see you soon. Bye.